Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here and welcoming you to UU Wednesday. This is the day of the week where we tackle the underused format of Pokemon Showdown. Today's battle is an interesting one. Let me just put it out there right now. Let's take a look. This is a new team I found on the Smogon forums, so I'm going to pause real quick and do a quick little team analysis. So, my team focuses mainly around the potential sweeping powers of, well, really all of these Pokemon actually, except for Tentacruel, have the potential to clean up in the late game. But really, the star of the show here is Chandelure. This is a sub-Calm Mind Chandelure, which I used to run a long while ago. I don't know if anyone else remembers that. It's my favorite kind of Chandelure. And the idea behind it is you set up a substitute, which you hide behind. You then use at least one or two Calm Minds, and then you are unstoppable. You are definitely getting at least one kill while you're behind that substitute. It is insanely fun. So to help facilitate that, we have Pokemon like Toxic Spike's Tentacruel, Choice Specs Whimsicott, who blows through the Pokemon that resist Chandelure. And we have Choice Scarf, I think this is Choice Scarf, Hydreigon. And he is my revenge killer basically. I lead off with him so that I can get a free U-turn into something a bit more... Well, it's typically, I lead off with this to get a switch into a more favorable matchup than what I've been put into. His team, very interesting, leads off with the Air Balloon Lucario, which I'm not sure if is new meta or if this guy is trying out a new strategy. But it is very interesting. You also have the Mismagius, which you don't typically see in UU. And the Sceptile, which is, again, typically an RU Pokemon. All in all, this shapes up to be a pretty interesting match. Let's see how things go from here. So I U-turn out of Hydreigon, and that's mainly just to pop the balloon. I switch out of Hydreigon, and I go into Swampert. Now the Aura Sphere does a decent amount, but it's not enough to 2-hit KO, so I know he's going to be forced to switch. I didn't reckon he'd want to go into the Mismagius, but he does end up bringing it in, and that's fun. I go into Tentacruel, and Tentacruel takes the Confuse Ray. And I'm not happy about that at all, because Tentacruel decides, hey, it's a great day to hit myself in the friggin' face, snaps out of confusion though after taking 2 Thunderbolts, and goes for the knockoff on Mismagius. So that eliminated half of Mismagius' HP, took it down to half, and now it's time to go into Swampert. This is a choice band Swampert, by the way, which is why I couldn't switch before. And Mismagius goes for the Destiny Bond, taking my beloved Swampert down with it. Oh well. I can't really see Swampert being terribly useful in the upcoming battle, so I'm not too upset about that. Now I bring in Jirachi, and Jirachi comes in with those Stealth Rocks, which are further useful to facilitate the sweep of Chandelure, but takes the burn and thus won't be doing any damage for the rest of the fight. Now it's time to U-turn back into Tentacruel, because I know I can take these Scalds. If I get a burn, it's unfortunate, but I know Tentacruel is bulky enough to take the Scalds and get off at least 2 layers of these Toxic Spikes. And sure enough, while I do get the burn, my leftovers is able to keep me just within living range, and I get at my 2nd layer of Toxic Spikes, and Tentacruel goes down to the Milotic. Now, this might not look like it, but actually the way has been cleared for Chandelure to set up its sweep from here. So I bring in Whimsicott to take out this Milotic, which is the last standing remnant of resistance. And it eats an Ice Beam, which is just not pleasant, but it does force out, I don't know what Forge is. It forces out the Milotic with its Energy Ball, and does decent amounts of Lucario, even though it is resisted, actually. So Chandelure comes in, and it's time to have some fun. Lucario knows it doesn't want to mess around, and switches out. But Milotic is brought in, ends up taking the Toxic of the 2 layers of Toxic Spikes, and the full brunt of the Stealth Rocks, and is now looking much worse for wear. Chandelure is able to fire off a Shadow Ball with no fear. I wanted to take the time to set up a Calm Mind, but I also didn't want to have to do another substitute. So I'll just take the opportunity now when I'm pretty sure that this Lucario can't kill me. And sure enough, it goes for the Flash Cannon, which tells me that that is probably its only coverage move that can even damage Chandelure. It's probably running Aura Sphere. I think it showed Ice Punch earlier, Extreme Speed, and Flash Cannon, if I had to take a guess. Well, Alakazam comes in, and with its Shadow Ball breaks down my substitute, which is what it's there for, and then goes down to my Shadow Ball. Now the Haxorus I underestimate here. I wasn't prepared for how fast it would be. I was really thinking my Chandelure was kind of on top of the world at this point, and it costs me my Chandelure. I am now without my main sweeper. But all is not lost, as Hydreigon is able to come in and eliminate Haxorus from the equation. Now Sceptile comes in, Sceptile gets Toxic, it takes the Stealth Rocks, and it's time to go into Jirachi and let it die, basically. I don't need Jirachi. I can win with both Whimsicott and Haxorus. Not as much Haxorus. He's going to get outsped and brought down. But it is a possibility. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Whimsicott because Whimsicott's running the Choice Specs. Whimsicott goes down to the Hidden Power. That's probably Hidden Power Ice. Now Hydreigon comes in. It's got the Choice Scarf, and it blows Sceptile away. So that actually ended up being kind of close at the end there. If that Sceptile had been allowed to run rampant earlier, I might not have been able to get away with that. But fortunately, I was able to keep Hydreigon at full HP, and that let me take this game, I think. All in all, I don't really see this battle going any differently. Except for losing Chandelure, everything was optimal in how it fell into place, in that I got the Stealth Rocks up, and I got the Toxic Spice up, and they helped me sweep with Chandelure just a bit, at least until Haxorus came in. This team did very well, and I was very impressed with it. If you want to see more of it, let me know, and I'd be happy to keep using it. And if not, I'll keep experimenting until I find another team that I like. So, I will see you guys on Friday for RU Friday, and if you're just here for UU, I'll see you next week. Either way, have a good one, take care, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye!